Welcome to Speak for Yourself. Marcellus Wiley here.
Can you get dressed?
No.
Can you get dressed, please?
Well, I ain't wanted to put it on because it looked like UT and I'm repping your school. But, I'll button up because I got that flat stomach. Am I repping? Is this burnt orange?
It's not burnt orange enough. Like, you couldn't throw up both horns.
Both horns?
But it's close.
So can I do at least one?
Yeah. It's
okay.
Chill. Don't gangbang on set.
All right, no, man. Respect to your school. They ain't want me. They ain't recruit me. Let's get started in Green Bay. That's looking for Aaron Rodgers, who did not attend OTAs. That started on Monday. Damn, I don't miss the OTAs, which only added to the ongoing drama between the reigning MVP and the Packers. Well, Rodgers gave his first public explanation on the current situation at Ryan with Green Bay yesterday. Take a listen.
It's never been about, never been about the draft pick, picking Jordan. I love Jordan. He's a great kid. He a lot of fun to work together. I love the coaching staff, love my teammates, love the fan base in Green Bay. It's incredible 16 years. It's just kind of about a philosophy, and maybe forgetting that it is about the people that make the thing go. It's about character. It's about culture. It's about doing things the right way. And a lot of this was put in motion last year, and the wrench was just kind of thrown into it when I won MVP and played the way I played last year. So this is just kind of, I think, the spill out of all that.
Acho. First of all, Aaron looked like he's going through something. How confident are you Aaron Rodgers will start week 1 for the Packers?
He won't.
Hold on. How confident?
He won't. I was going to lie. I was going to lie to you. I was going to lie to y'all.
I knew something
I have
happened.
marginal confidence.
Yeah.
He won't start week 1 for the Packers. Selling. Here's why. It's because Aaron Rodgers has gotten to a point of no return. Last week, we spent the majority of our shows speaking facetiously about Kwame Brown. For those of y'all that don't know, Kwame Brown, the player who many people say was a bust because he was the #1 overall pick in 2001,
My
I believe.
spirit animal. Keep talking about him.
And Kwame Brown, he finally, after years of people hating on him, he reached a point of no return. Look it up on social media and you'll see he's been spazzing out, if you will. But in all honesty, he's just been speaking his truth. Aaron Rodgers, this man, is there as well. They're just responding differently. Aaron Rodgers is responding logically, whereas Kwame Brown has been responding emotionally, but both individuals have reached a point of no return. I'm going to say this in truth as opposed to facetiously, as we spent last week discussing. Remember, for 19 years, Kwame Brown had to hear, "You're a bust, you're a bust, you're a bust." Did nothing of it. Then all it took was one touch on the knee and a laugh from Matt Barnes to Stack 5 Steven Jackson, and all of a sudden, Kwame Brown has been on a rampage because that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Aaron Rodgers, for 13 years, has been dealing with neglect, has been dealing with negligence, has been dealing with ignorance. Well, draft Jordan Love. We will not inquire you on the future head coaching and offensive coordinating hires. We won't draft any wide receivers in the first round. 13 years as a starter, Aaron Rodgers has been dealing with that, and for the most part, he's kept quiet. Then all of a sudden, you hear Aaron Rodgers start to speak because the straw has now broken the camel's back. Aaron Rodgers now starts doing weekly shows with McAfee. Aaron Rodgers starts telling you all that on quarterbacks' best years, they're not as good as Aaron Rodgers on his worst years. Aaron Rodgers' is starting to act out of character. And all it took to break Aaron Rodgers' back, if you will, was his MVP season. You heard Aaron Rodgers quote. He said, "A lot of this was put in motion last year, and the wrench was just kind of thrown into it when I won MVP with the way I played last year." So Aaron Rodgers is saying the wrench or the straw that broke the back of everything was when I won MVP. Him winning MVP shouldn't have led to all this. But Aaron Rodgers literally said the wrench got thrown into things, when I won MVP. So Aaron Rodgers isn't going back to Green Bay because he's done. And you know this because you are much more emotionally, relationally experienced than I am.
Say it again. Oh, no, never mind.
When somebody is done, it really don't matter what you do. It don't matter how you try to get them back. It don't matter what you say. It doesn't even matter if you apologize. It's a wrap.
No. First of all, let me start off and do my job so this check clears on Friday. Yeah, baby, got vacations planned this summer. How confident are you in Aaron Rodgers starting week 1 for the Packers? Oh, I'm so confident. He is going to start. You know why? Because this is a classic definition of stuck. I mean, you can't do nothing. Let me tell you why Aaron Rodgers is stuck. A lot of what you said was true. Not all that Kwame Brown stuff, though. Chill. Like, talk about he acting on emotion. Boy, don't let me hijack this segment like DK Metcalf and talk all Kwame Brown, but I love that dude. That's my spirit animal. Here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers is stuck. He boxed himself in for a good reason. Here's the thing. He can't do anything, and he knows it. That's why he's going on those weekly shows. Aaron Rodgers is too damn busy and too damn cocky to be doing some weekly show, unless he's trying to get a message out, right? Like, okay, my play is not speaking loud enough for me, so let me go on Pat McAfee. Good get, Pat McAfee. Damn it. What a get. Aaron Rodgers every single week, candidly, and talking for real. Okay, so that lets me know, one, Aaron Rodgers cares. Now, let me know how invested he is. You want to know how invested he is? He is on the climb to that Mount Rushmore of quarterback greatness. Like, I don't think he's there yet, but he is climbing, and he's almost there. You think he's going to stop his climb right now? Hell no. So not only does he care, he's deeply invested in his legacy. Now, here's the problem. He cares so much, you could hear him talking in the soundbite about people. He's talking about how it feels. He's emotionally connected to the game and the process. Here's the problem that boxed him in. He cares so much, he can't retire. He won't retire. And since he won't retire and he can't retire and he doesn't have power, what can he do? Start week 1 for the Packers. You gave me relationship examples. I've been in 1,000 relationships at least. Let me tell you one thing about it, though. All of them on our own volition. My consent, your consent. We together. Only Anna Marie, the only one got me locked in like Green Bay. Damn it! And I tell her all the time, divorce me if you want, because she doesn't get it. She sounded like so many people in this world. Well, you know, use the divorce as a threat. I'm saying right now, baby, you got the keys to 100% of what I got. Divorce me, you only getting 50% of that. Now, how you like that? She ain't going nowhere either. She like 100%. Here's the point. Aaron Rodgers is stuck. You know why he's stuck? Would all this happen on this watch if Aaron Rodgers really had power? Leverage is different. Leverage is, okay, I'm starting to persuade the outside world that I can do something. But power is, can you do it? Say it. Oh, show it. Oh, tell me. No, do it. Aaron Rodgers is caught between all that. Pat McAfee, I'm saying it. Well, then do it. Well, Green Bay, you know, I don't like it. So here's the problem. Listen to this. Would Jordan Love be there if Aaron Rodgers had power? Would they have called him on draft day and said we were going to draft Jordan Love if he had real power? Would they continue to neglect playmakers draft after draft if he had real power? Oh, my God. Would he have been treated like this? Would Aaron Rodgers have to go uncombed hair on Pat McAfee's show and doing interviews with Kenny Mayne looking like that if he had true power? Nah, B. Sorry, man. He like Anna Marie. Stuck. Take this L.
Sal, I'm about to drop a bomb on you, sir, out of love. Okay. Just came to me now, but I'll say it like this. This might be a Wileyism. You can take it.
I'm all right.
Your power is your presence.
Your power is your presence?
Your power is your presence.
Like me right here.
Correct. Because the power that Aaron Rodgers has is his presence, his availability, being there, being present, showing up. The power that Anna Marie has is her presence, being there, being present, being available, showing up.
I'm right.
Aaron Rodgers' power is his presence. I fully agree with you that he had no powers in regards to Jordan Love being drafted. I fully agree with you. He had no power in regards to Matt LaFleur being hired. I fully agree with you. He had no power in regards to going for it on 4th and 8 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the season on the line. He has no power in regards to that. I wholeheartedly agree with you on all of those things. However, Aaron Rodgers has complete autonomy over his presence, and that is where Aaron Rodgers' power lies. Because if Aaron Rodgers does not show up, then it gets back to the core of this question. I am not confident in him being a starter week 1 because I don't think he's going to show up. Marcellus Wiley, in what world? In what world does Aaron Rodgers do an interview? Mind you, he ain't been doing interviews in the last 2 months since all this drama started. In what world does he do an interview in Hawaii from his FaceTime phone, chilling? Because he realizes, wait a second, my power is my presence. They at OTAs, and he is in Hawaii. And I'll give it to you like this. When you no longer act in a manner that shows you care about someone, you're fully checked out. Yeah. And that's where Aaron Rodgers is. Yes. You can be in an argument with your significant other. You can be in an argument with him. But guess what? If they walk inside the house with both hands full with the groceries, you probably still gonna go open up the door. You can be in a full-fledged argument with your significant other at the dinner table, whatever the case may be. But if you are the type of dude who treats when the bill comes out, you still gonna pick up the bill and you gonna pay for it. If you're the type of lady that treats you, bill comes out, you pick up the bill, you pay for it. Because even in the midst of an argument, you'll still treat somebody you care about with respect. Still, ain't no respect if Aaron Rodgers was like, oh, wait, y'all are at OTAs. Not only am I not here, I'm going to let y'all know where I'm at. If you getting divorced and you separated, you might be going out on a date. But guess what?
Ooh, cheating.
You're not going to be on IG like, yeah, I'm finna go out. Because there's still a level of respect you're paying to a person. In theory, you are still in partnership with, although there is a separation looming. Aaron Rodgers, so he's not even paying the Packers that respect. He's not even paying the Packers the respect that shows I still care about you. Why? Because he's fully checked out. Again, what did Stat do? What did Matt Barnes do?
Oh, we going in again. Hey, stop.
Because there's parallels. There are parallels.
Too many parallels.
If somebody apologizes, if you've wronged me, Sel, and you come back and apologize,
I will.
What will I do? Eventually, I'm accept the apology. Hey, it's all good, Sel. Yeah, I didn't like how you said that. I didn't like how you do that, but it's love, bro.
All right.
If you're checked out, the apology don't matter. Hey, Kwame, man, you know what I'm saying? I guess I did some things that wronged you. That's on me. I'd love to have you on the show. Hey, we can box and settle it up if you want to do it like that. I don't even want to hear your apology because I'm done. Aaron Rodgers, he don't want to hear it. Gutekunst said, man, Jordan Love is far from being ready to play. Matt LaFleur said, head coach, man, we want Aaron Rodgers back in the worst way. But when you're checked out, Sel, I don't even want an apology because I'm good off you and it's done.
Man. Whew, you are pulling me somewhere, but it's not towards you. Let me just say this. Did you prepare for this topic or did you watch Kwame Life, Bus Life, YouTube all morning? Because I know I did. Man, damn, I want to have a whole show on just Kwame Brown, but we'll get there. Aaron Rodgers, missing OTAs. You're a former player. You ever miss OTAs?
I couldn't. I didn't have the luxury.
I'm glad you. Damn. Sometimes I want to sound arrogant as I am, and I'm glad sometimes you allow me to. I did. You know why? Because I knew I had the power to do it. But you know what I also knew? My power ran short of calling them from wherever I was disgruntled, or calling them from wherever I was, Hawaii, like Aaron Rodgers, and just stating my case. You know why I didn't do that? Because I understood. I had perspective of what was going on. I wasn't always happy when I was on top, but guess what? I knew there were levels to this. Aaron Rodgers knows there's levels to this, but he is going to go about it a different way because he has more power than I did, but not absolute power like the Green Bay Packers do. So what do when all of a sudden you gave me all these words when you're out there showing respect or no respect in this case? I'm in Hawaii and y'all working hard. You know what happens when you get into that argument? And I had to work on this because my first few years married. Boy, when we get into an argument, we get to the restaurant, your door opens by itself. I ain't opening your door. I may pay. May pay. I was petty king. Still am. But the point is, he's trying to go the petty route. Look at me, not working, and you can't do anything about it. And they're like, well, fine. You know when we will rub elbows with you when it's time to get paid? Every player does this. In May, they sound so gangster. In June, gang-related. July, flags hanging out of both pockets. What up? August, okay, they put one flag up. September, hi. That's what happens. Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna do nothing. He's trying to do something. He's leaking right now. He's leaking in a petty, weak way because Aaron Rodgers knows this is the only route he has to get the ball moving forward. And that's sad because Aaron Rodgers should be in a better place. All I got to end this with, you come back at me. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. When I see Aaron Rodgers looking disheveled like that, just sitting there on the floor by the couch, talking about his career and trying to say he likes everybody except a couple people, that sounds desperate to me. Why are you airing out the dirty laundry right now? And don't say, well, he didn't say anybody's name. That's the point. He didn't say everybody's name. So this just seems like a little petty. If not desperate, it won't work.
I don't think it's desperate, Sal. I think it's done.
What can he do, though?
Here's what he can do.
He can't get divorced. They have to divorce him.
We've seen this happen before. But you know it takes two to tango.
Not in the NFL.
He can easily not show up. Remember Earl Thomas 2017 or 18.
Give it to me fast.
Remember how Earl Thomas wanted the Seahawks to pay him. They said, hey, big dog, pay me. So they didn't pay him. So what's he do? He's like, I'm not practicing.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what? I'm not going to practice because if they're not going to take care of me, I'm not going to take care of them. He shows up and still in the first 2 weeks, he has 3 picks. Didn't practice, showed up on Friday walkthrough, just played in the games. Now, it ends up being a lose-lose situation. Earl Thomas breaks his leg for the Seahawks, gets carted off the field, flips off the Seahawks. That's how he leaves Seattle. He still ended up getting the highest paid safety deal to the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
So he still ended up getting his, but ultimately, Earl ain't end up practicing. Seahawks ain't end up with Earl. Earl still ended up balling. He gets hurt, but he still ends up the highest paid.
So many people make this mistake in this world. You made this mistake. Just give me that assessment, even though it was factually correct as far as I can remember. Earl Thomas wanted to get paid by the Seattle Seahawks.
Correct.
Did he get paid by the Seattle Seahawks?
No, sir.
Well, then stop it already. Strike one. You know, Family Feud. I hate when people act like they got what they wanted when really they got what they didn't get. What they didn't get was stay in Seattle, be a part of this Legion of Boom, or whatever the hell they were calling themselves by 2017, and still get my money. He didn't say any team out there pay me. He said Seattle pay me. They said nah. And guess what happened? He got his money, but he didn't get the location and the team and organization he desired in that money.
But the question is this, because you have worked for several different networks. When the money hits your account, the dollar bills, they don't have the 4 letters on them or the 3 letters on them. They just green.
Yeah, they are.
So I don't know if the individual athletes cares where it comes from as long as
don't do that.
You heard Aaron Rodgers yesterday.
Don't do that.
Aaron Rodgers said, I love Green Bay. He said, I love the players. He said, I love the coaches. He said, there are a couple people within the building that, it's all about culture. And I just don't know if the culture is, it's all about culture. He just started dancing a little bit. It's all about culture.
You know why he dancing?
Why? You tell me.
I'm going to tell you. Did I cut you off? Okay.
We dialogue.
People say we got great chemistry, and I want to make sure we got great chemistry. Okay, good.
Yeah.
When I was in Buffalo, I loved it. When I was in San Diego, I thought it was in heaven. Now, I got caught up in some bad performance and some bad politicking behind the scenes. I found out later. Point being, any declaration I would have made would have been with the attachment of doing it in San Diego. I wanted to get paid in San Diego. I wanted to stay in San Diego. I don't know if you in your Cleveland, Philly
was the only place I really wanted to be at.
There's a place. There's an apex. It's like, here. You think Aaron Rodgers and his legacy and everything he's created, he helped build what they are in the Green Bay Packers in that organization? You think he wants to just do that anywhere? The money spends the same, but there's certain things you want to buy. There's certain things you want to accomplish.
Here is why I would have agreed with you 10 years ago, but here's why I pushed back. LeBron James would have loved to stay in Cleveland. We all know that because he still went back to Cleveland. Peyton Manning would have loved to stay in Indy. You and I both know that.
And
Tom Brady would have loved to stay in New England. Emmitt Smith would have loved to stay in Dallas. He ends up going to the Cardinals. Broke my heart. I was a Cowboys fan, young age.
So far, my point.
Aaron Rodgers, sure, he would love to stay in Green Bay. But he is more than willing to leave because Brady left and it worked out. Manning left, it worked out. LeBron left, it worked out.
He could.
All these cats left and it still worked out.
No, see, once again, God, you have not lived your ideals for so long that you have now internalized just normalcy. You've taken a bronze medal and said, hey, I still am on the podium. But in reality, you didn't get the gold. The gold is this, the money
going somewhere
and the location. And to be real, every example except LeBron, and he couldn't help he was born in Cleveland, but none of those other players were born in those cities. And they all wanted to stay there. But the consolation was, I'll give you another opportunity.
We here.
I'll give you some money, but it ain't going to be here like you desire. And that's where Aaron Rodgers is.
Let's go here because this is a sports principle. This is a life principle. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll be real with you. A year ago, I was not a Fox employee. A year ago, I was another network's employee, and I was scratching and clawing, man, I want to be there, I want to be there, I want to be there. But big dog, it done worked out way better than it worked out anywhere else. 3 years ago, you weren't necessarily a Fox employee. But as you sit here next to me, I would say it's worked out for you better than you thought it would have worked out. So even if Aaron Rodgers, Earl Thomas, LeBron James, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, even if they're all like, man, I wanted to be in Cleveland, I wanted to be in Indy, I wanted to be in New England, I wanted to be in them 4 letters that we do not speak of on there.
No, we don't bang on that.
Even if you thought it was best for you, it still wasn't in hindsight. So Aaron Rodgers, even if he thinks Green Bay is best, big dog, it still at least is proven for so many others, it's not going to be in hindsight as long as we can get to that site where we can look behind.
Damn. All I know is that's true. the beauty of life, if people really want to be nuanced, is there's so many lanes on the track. We all gonna run a 400, dog. Like, all right, you up there in lane 9. Okay, that second turn, watch me come catch you. So I'm not even gonna say you're wrong. I'm not gonna say I'm right. I'm gonna say that we're in different lanes talking about the same thing. But I know you're up for 2 Emmys.
Yes, sir.
June 8th?
June 8th.
See, I'm your brother. It's June 8th, you up for 2 Emmys. There's one suit. There's one suit Acho gonna wear. I don't know. You might do the one with the little tie.
I picked it out today with my stylist.
Damn, I know you. I know it's tough, right? But if June 8th comes and something happens to the suit, I don't know. Somebody got some Miracle Whip eating a sandwich and blah. Whatever happens, you got to wear a different suit. Yeah, you're going to put it on. Yeah, you're going to be happy. Yeah, you're going to style. But you know, in the heart of hearts, it ain't the same. Coming up, Dak is back. But we'll tell you if we're confident he can bounce all the way back this season. But first, Charles Barkley says nobody's afraid of the Lakers. Say it, Chuck. We'll tell you if the Suns should fear LeBron's squad. Next, don't speak for yourself.
Welcome back. The Suns can take a commanding 2-0 lead against the LA Lakers tonight after taking care of business in Game 1. Now, LA's title of defending champ should carry a lot of weight, but not according to Charles Barkley, who says, quote, this notion they can just show up and they're going to win, nobody's afraid of them, close quote. I'm joined by my guy, CB, Chris Broussard. Brett Marcellus. Should the Suns fear the Lakers?
Not even going to let you get it out. Nope. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. We already know the old school adage right there. Wileyism, but let's talk about the Lakers in terms of a team that comes in as the defending champs. Now, if you haven't played sports before, maybe hearing defending champs would scare you. But if you've ever been on a court, on the field, and the team that won before has nothing to do with the team you're going to see that day, it doesn't scare you. Let me talk about the mindset of a professional athlete. They basically looking at this team, the Los Angeles Lakers, as y'all compromised. You guys are limping right now. Oh, my goodness. Is LeBron James at 80, 90% right now? Is Anthony Davis maybe even lower than that percentage in terms of effectiveness? Only 13 points? Did DeAndre Ayton outperform Anthony Davis and may do it again? Absolutely. Did we just beat a team, defending champs, with a one-arm Chris Paul on the floor as our general? Yes, we did. So there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Look at here. They are the 2 seed. I'll be damned if I'm scared of the 7 seed. I don't give a damn what they defended. On top of that, we already beat y'all. So what is there to fear in this moment right now? Oh, y'all gonna wake up from the dead. Oh, you guys really want to play now. Oh, you were just jogging, now you're gonna run. Well, run top speed, big dog. Who's to say we have hit our top speed just yet? So if I'm a Phoenix Sun right now, especially with Chris Paul coming back from the stinger, he'll be fine. Oh, nothing to fear but fear itself.
I like that take. I give you some snaps, but I disagree with the take. CB, I'm going to go somewhere that hopefully you can agree with. And Sel, I'm going to speak your language, too, while we here.
Money?
The Suns absolutely should fear the Lakers because fear is dependent upon unknown damage that somebody can inflict or something can inflict. One might be afraid of heights, not because of the height itself, but because what happens if you fall from said height. One might be afraid of flying in an airplane, not because of the airplane itself, but what might happen when you are involved or in an airplane. So you got to be afraid of the Lakers, not because of the Lakers themselves, but because what might happen when involved with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, 2 people who ranked 5th and 6th all-time in NBA history as far as playoff scoring with 28 points per game, respectively. You have to be afraid of the Lakers if you are the Phoenix Suns, because you know the damage they can inflict. You saw AD drop, 42, 15, 5, and 5 against this same Phoenix Suns team just 2 weeks ago. You know what LeBron's capable of doing if you just watched the play-in game 2 games ago. So you know what these different Lakers, the type of damage that they can inflict. For that reason, I think you have to be afraid of the Lakers. But the crux and the strength of my take comes here. We always speak about fear as though it is a bad thing. But remember, love and fear are 2 of the greatest motivators. So fear for the Phoenix Suns actually should be their strength. You absolutely should fear the Lakers because fear is what will keep you out of bad situations. I feared getting C's in high school. As a result, your boy got B's and A's, particularly even when I got to college. I feared missing curfew because what my parents were going to do. As a result, it kept me out of trouble. Fear, Kamaru Usman, one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in the world, came on and said, fear drives me more than the thrill of victory. And as a result, he hasn't lost a fight since 2015. So fear is indeed one of the biggest motivators. And CB, I'm going to talk to your language because I know you a religious man, a man of faith. What proverb say, CB?
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
My dog Marcellus Bobby and my dog Chris Broussard. And you know Proverbs, CB, it's written by the wisest man to have ever lived if you believe said things. So with that being said, the Suns should absolutely fear the Lakers, but I'm not going to speak on fear as though it's a bad thing.
You rallied there at the end, Acho. Your second half of your statement was fantastic. Because I'm typically with Marcellus on this. I don't like the word fear. Maybe it is semantics, you know, but I don't. And you brought up the proverb, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord. Clearly, he's superior, okay?
Yeah.
So I fear him because he's superior.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't fear another team or another man because they're not superior. And so I hear what you said. Obviously, fear motivates you. We've heard all types of fighters and players say, you know, you have fear when you step on the court. But I rather the word respect. You have to respect the Lakers as the defending champions and obviously the great things some of their individual players have done. And you have to know that LeBron James, as great as you feel after game one, you have to understand that game one for LeBron was a feel-out game. It was like if you in the boxing match with Floyd Mayweather and you feel like you landed the most punches in round one. Well, understand, Floyd was just feeling you out. All right, it's about to get worse for you. And LeBron, go back last year, lost game one to Portland.
Talk about
thinking, the Blazers are going to sweep.
Yes, sir.
The Lakers win the next four. Lost game one to Houston. Houston's going to sweep.
Yes, sir.
Lakers win the next four.
That happened.
LeBron often uses game one as a feel-out. He was passive. He settled for threes. The Suns have to understand, he's going to be much more urgent, much more intense, play with much more energy and aggression in game two. So be ready for that. And then AD. You right, Marcellus. I mean, DeAndre Ayton outplayed him in game one, and AD has been getting dogged for the last 2 days. He's been getting roasted. And you guys know what happens when a man gets tired of being roasted and dogged. You mentioned him earlier. Ask Kwame Brown. All right, he comes out with fire.
Yes, sir.
All right, and he comes out with a vengeance. And I think tonight the Suns have to expect AD to come out with a vengeance. So don't fear him, I would say, but respect him and know that LeBron and AD are coming with truth tonight.
CB, I need actually Marcellus's help because you made a good point about Floyd Mayweather from a macro sense, but there's even a bigger micro sense that Sel brings up all the time. Sel, you told me that you was having a private conversation with Floyd, a somewhat private to some degree, and he told you that not even in the first round, within the first couple punches, Marcellus, what Floyd do, man? You know better.
Yeah, let me wet snitch again, tell y'all what me and Floyd talk about. After the Pacquiao fight, I used to live right next to Floyd, so I went up to his house, talked to him for a second, said, man, how did you know how that fight was going to go, what was going to happen, blah, blah, blah. He says, I got this little punch, this little check punch. If you ever watch Floyd fight early, it's a straight right to the diaphragm. And he says, and then I listen. And he says, I want to hear that sound. And that sound, whatever sound I hear, tells me how he's feeling that day. And whatever Pacquiao said, it wasn't good enough because he started to give him some of the business. Acho, take it.
And so with that being said, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one, CB, and the fact that LeBron James was just throwing that little straight right that Floyd throws. Just that little straight right. Let me just see what the Suns are capable of. And now he's going to go back and reassess. But here is where I will push back on the greater logic of not just us on this show, but I think in society as a whole. It's not respect. I'm going to say that the Suns should actually fear the Lakers. We think that fear has such a negative connotation, just like we think that word judgment has a negative connotation. You can't judge me. Nobody can judge me. Actually, I'm going to judge you, because what I'm going to do is assess the situation and figure out how involved I want to be in said situation. Now, you can call that judgment, but I'm simply going to say that judgment is me assessing a situation. In the same manner, fear, we think, oh, fear is cowardly, fear is anti-machismo, fear is anti-macho man. No, fear is just a reverence to a power you know is capable of being more dominant than you. And we know that LeBron James and Anthony Davis are capable of being more dominant than them. I was at Venice Beach yesterday.
What?
I fear...
For what?
I was on a bike ride, biking down the ocean. I fear the ocean. Now, I also can respect and revere the ocean, but I fear the ocean because the ocean is a power that is capable of being much more strong than I am.
Yeah.
In the same breath, Devin Booker a dog, CP a dog, Ayton proved to be a dog, but Anthony Davis and LeBron James are powers that are much stronger than they are if they decide to activate.
Well, I'll be scared at the ocean, too. One, you went to Venice Beach right now. Have you seen Venice Beach lately? Lord, what's going on over there? And two, the hell you got a bike in the water with? Like, you going in the water with a bike?
On a path.
Well, I'll be scared. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you should fear the water, damn it. It's 75% of the planet, and more importantly, it's undefeated. Like, water, hey, I could be gentle, I could whoop your... That's water. That ain't the Lakers. Let me talk about who the Lakers are. And CB's right. You rally in the second half like the Brooklyn Nets, but the beginning of your takes, the hell you talking about? Kwame Brown, damn, we love you, Kwame. You can tell on this show you got a home, brother. Kwame Brown and Chris, you better duck, because Kwame be coming at your head. I want to hear your retort sooner or later.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know, too. We fear no man, so you better get back at him. Kwame Brown says this. We should ban the word bust. I think I heard that from him, because you know what? I want to add to that list. Let's ban the word fear in sports. Acho, I'll give you a hypothetical. You my track master up here. We race. Acho and I, we race. You beat me. Now, you know this is a hypothetical, and this is a lie, because you ain't beat me, boy. But you know what? You beat me. And then I say run it back. Now, in your head, you like, all right, I ain't fearing him. I ain't scared. Why should you be? You just beat me. Despite I'm a national record holder. Despite I'm a national champion. I'm in the history books in track and field. Better than I am in football. But you ain't scared because you already beat me. Why would Phoenix be scared of the Lakers? They just beat them. Matter of fact, Phoenix has beaten the Lakers 3 out of 4 times this year. Hello, anybody counting those wins? They've out-rebounded them in all 3 wins. Oh, they also have home court advantage. Oh, and DeAndre Ayton is going to change his name to DeAndre Eaton off of Anthony Davis, averaging 18 points, 9 rebounds, while shooting 73% from the field. Excuse me. What is there to fear? I understand God. I got you. But the rest of these dudes walking around in purple and gold and Urkel and old, man, that championship last year in that bubble, bruh.
Yeah, I'm with Marcellus on this, Acho. And you said it in your answer. You said you fear something that you know at its strength can take you out. And I don't think the Suns can go into this series like that, thinking that, you know what, if LeBron really balls out and if AD really balls out and they play to their best, they gonna beat us. So we fear them. No, they have to go into this game and the rest of this series thinking whether he brings his best or not. If you have to say it's because he's 36 years old, if you have to say it's because AD is ailing, whatever helps you sleep at night. But you gotta be thinking his best, my best, I still can take him out. And that's what I loved about the Suns in game 1. I didn't see fear from Devin Booker or DeAndre Ayton. And I was expecting to, because we remember the Eastern Conference when LeBron was there with Cleveland. And Toronto would boast a big and bad record, 50-something wins, #1 seed and all that. And then they would see LeBron James and they would get shook. And it wouldn't even be a series. Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton were not shook, and I like it. That attitude, look, I think the Lakers still are going to win this series, but that's the right attitude to have, and it might make them make it competitive. And I think in the future, because the boys are young, it is going to bode well for them. With their leader injured, CP3, those two went out there and played outstanding with no fear.
Yeah, man, look, if I'm Devin Booker, I'm sitting here saying I have more points by myself than AD and LeBron combined. Now, I know a scared mindset when I see it because there's times when I doubt myself, growing up especially. And you can sit there and say, oh, the law of averages, oh, they gonna get it this game. Oh, God, we got to be scared. But always flip that coin over and say, Devin Booker, you can get more as well. Like, I know AD and LeBron gonna get more, but Devin, who said you capped out at 34 points? Maybe you can get more as well. This is another reason why I'm not scared. Because I'm a damn football player. We deal in a much more brutal sport where there are graver consequences. I'm talking about somebody hit you, they just say second down. Somebody hit you in football, in basketball, what's the consequence? Oh, we got to go to the free throw line. Everyone has to stop and watch me make these 2 charity throws. Stop playing, man. This ain't the same thing. So, look, what's the worst that could happen to the Phoenix Suns tonight? They split? They got a split with the Lakers, defending champions? No grave consequences, so no fear. Acho, they just beat the Lakers. And the Lakers had 28 free throw attempts to their only 12. It seemed like the charity gods, it seemed like the referees, everything was trying to say, not only beat the Lakers, but beat us. And they beat both of them. Why are you scared?
I'm not scared. There's a difference. That's why I had to get back in here, Sel and CB.
You sound scared.
You said scared and I said fear. Remember, those 2 different words. I didn't tell them
afraid,
to be
though.
scared of the Lakers.
You said
I said they should fear the Lakers.
Take me down this path.
We got to go down this path, Sel. You went to Columbia, big dog.
Yeah.
You should already be down the path, and I should be walking to you on the path.
I don't know, man. This feel like I'm on the PCH, and you're like, all right. Like, look, where else are we going? It's only one place to go.
Fear is this. It's understanding that something is likely to cause you danger or a threat.
Yes.
That is what I'm saying. The Suns should understand that the Lakers can cause them danger and a threat. I am not saying that they should be afraid of the Lakers.
Isn't that every team?
I'm saying that they should No. Some teams, are incapable. We know that, like the Houston Rockets are incapable of causing most teams danger or a threat. I think they won 16 games on the season.
I never thought there was a fear scale.
But the Lakers, you understand what LeBron and AD are capable of. You ain't got to be scared in the moment, but you got to understand what they're capable of so you can be cognizant of how to act better for yourself. That is all I'm saying. Coming up.
Sounds scared.
Sounds like respect.
Does Russell Wilson regret how he handled this all season? Boy, oh boy, we're going to answer that one next.
Yes, we are. Man, all right, fear. Let's head to Seattle. Russell Wilson vented about a number of things this offseason and sparked trade rumors when his agent said he would accept the move to 4 teams. Pete Carroll recently called the issues, quote, really old news. Our own Brock Hewitt, I love that dude, was asked if Russ has any regrets with how he voices frustrations. Take a listen.
I think he does, Danny. Yeah, I think he does. I don't think they hound him. I don't think he loses any sleep. I don't think any of that. But I think his Q rating matters to him. Go on, Dan Patrick, vent a little bit. Yeah, I got to not get hit as much. We got to fix these things. Fine, it's over. But where he went over the line, in my opinion, at that time, and still months later, was don't have your people do the dirty work and put out the teams that you'd be willing to be traded to. Because that is where I think you lost the fans.
So, Acho, think Russell Wilson regrets how he handled this offseason?
Absolutely. And I think so because, Sel, anytime you kick, you scream, you bring up an issue, regardless of how big the issue is, you're always calculating cost-benefit. You do anything in life, you calculate a cost-benefit analysis. Right. If you raise an issue with your spouse, it's what is this going to cost and what is going to be the benefit? Should I just swallow my pride, swallow the issue, get over it? Or is it so monumental that the benefit outweighs the cost of any sort of temporary tension that may exist? Or long-term tension that may exist. We all do it. On set, I do it all the time. I bring up something to a producer. Is it worth the irritation that I am going to bring up, or is it not? Russell Wilson miscalculated this cost-benefit analysis. And he did so because You, at the Super Bowl, text your agent, man, I should be playing in this game. You go on the Dan Patrick Show, you make some statements about how you should have more of a offensive line protection. They need to do a better job. You tell Pete Carroll, hey, the 4 teams that you might go play in, you let the whole world know if you don't want to be in Seattle, here's where you want to be. So you cause and ruffle the feathers, but in ruffling the feathers, you didn't actually change anything. So you cost yourself, but there was, in fact, no benefit. You came out here, and now you're perceived to be a diva. You're viewed as a little more selfish. You're viewed as much more self-centered, but you didn't actually enlist any change. So what was the point of all of the quotes, all of the texts, all of the actions if there was no benefit on the back end? For that reason, I think Russell Wilson regrets how he handled it.
Oh, I'm with you there. Echo so much of what you just said. Yeah, he regrets the hell out of this offseason. At least he should if he has proper perspective. Let's be real about this. Imagine being at the Super Bowl and you text your agent. See, I had a real agent. I'm not taking a shot at Russell Wilson's agent, but he answered Russell Wilson like Russell Wilson's his boss, which he technically is, but not like he's his friend or man. Let me text my agent when I'm saying, damn, I should be on the field playing the Super Bowl. He said, nah, B, you didn't earn that. Like, let's keep it 100. Keep it right here in the mirror. You didn't deserve that because you didn't earn that. Get back to work next year? Maybe so. Russell Wilson, you're already a Super Bowl champion. Russell Wilson, you also appeared in the second Super Bowl and lost that one narrowly by like a yard. So I'm not going to let Russell Wilson get away with this. Accountability in this country, in this world, and in the game of football is slipping away if we let Russell Wilson off the hook with this offseason. All he did this offseason was kick up dust and choke on it. Like, he became his own pig pen. You ever used to watch that Peanuts pig pen? I love pig pen. He dusty ass. Everywhere he goes, just dust. Nothing. Just dust. Like, why are you kicking up so much dust, Russell? You didn't change anything. Did you go to any of those 4 teams? Any contract reworking? Any of the personnel moves you dictated happened? Pete Carroll's looking at you like, man, you done throwing this little tantrum for the world to see? Because it was just silly. And I'm not just saying this and I'm trying to disparage Russell Wilson. Walter Jones had to come out. And if you know Walter Jones, he ain't going to say a lot, but he going to say something with thunder. Walter Jones said stuff. Mike Robb had to say stuff. These are the OGs of Seattle. I think Sir Mix-a-Lot and Kit and Kid Sensation, on the way from home, you don't know nothing about that. They OGs in Seattle was like, Russ, you tripping up here right now. Here's the thing about Russell Wilson. You got to understand. Not only did you kick up dust and choke on it, you broke the code. You were in violation. You can't call out your O-line. You can't call out your protectors. Or, first day of practice, that's going to be interesting. First game, I tell you my Ryan Leaf story again. There was someone on the offensive line for the Chargers when Ryan Leaf was there. And Ryan Leaf was just sitting there like, I'm the man, and everybody else needs to pick up the slack, and they need to do their part. O-line didn't like that. And one of those players told me face to face, I ain't going to say his name because I don't know what he's doing in retirement. He was like, he might need the money. He was like, hey, bruh, go ahead. Valet to the D-line in the game. Whack! Ryan Leaf. Oops. Oh, we can't block, huh? Hey, dog, go ahead. Whack! Can't block, huh? Russell Wilson, I'm not wishing any ill on you, brother, but be careful who you talk about, especially when you still need them. Got to bring in Fox NFL analyst Greg Jennings. So, Greg, you think Russell Wilson regrets how he handled this offseason?
No, I don't. I don't think he regrets it. And one of the reasons why I don't think he regrets it is because he's put everybody on notice, including the O-line that you're talking about. Yeah, I get it. He has to own his part, and rightly he should, because he was a part of those turnovers. He was a part of those sacks. Anytime a quarterback gets sacks, it's not just on the offensive line and their lack of protection. It sometimes has to do with the quarterback holding the ball, not getting rid of the ball when he should, and trying to make plays that are extended and forcing the offensive line to hold up their block, which is hard to do in this league. However, you got their attention. What did the Seahawks go out and do in the draft? They brought in a wide receiver. They brought in an offensive tackle. They did service him for what he was desiring as far as protection and more playmakers. This is not something that was gone unheard. And I think Russell Wilson at some point had to have had a conversation where he knew, okay, this is the direction we're going to go. I'm good. But I don't think for 1 second he handled it the wrong way. He never spoke out on it. He allowed his people to do it. He allowed his people and his team to put out the teams that he wanted to go to if he was going to be going out somewhere, the Seattle Seahawks will provide that for him. And the only reason why he is still a Seattle Seahawk is because they understand we need that guy. If we want to be who we want to be and contention for a Super Bowl this season, we need that guy. So instead of fighting him, let's jump on the same musical chair line that he's on and sing the same song and try to get in harmony. It's not about who's right, who's wrong. It's about how can we get to the desired outcome. And I believe that they decided and figured out a way to do that. And Russell Wilson's good with it.
The reason, G, that I disagree with you is because I think they are less harmonious than they were at the end of the season.
Yeah.
If they were singing in harmony, like you said, if Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, and everybody was on one accord and moving forward, things had changed. They had revamped the O-line in a major way. They had given Russell Wilson more of the say-so that he desired. Or if he wasn't in Seattle, I would be like, you know what, Russ? It was all worth it. But at the point in which you kick up all that dust and nothing changes, I don't think it was worth it. Gee, I've been waiting on this because you said something very efficient the last time you were on the show. You said that Russell Wilson is not a diva because in reality, a diva is just somebody who knows what they want. I co-sign that completely. But I think of it like this. I said I'm a diva at times. I admitted to you, I admitted to Sel, I'm a diva at times. On this show, I've been livid based on how different things go. But I do a cost-benefit analysis, G, and I'm like, is my attitude and the tension that I'm going to cause people, is it worth it? At the point in which either collectively or individually we start winning awards, all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? It was worth it. I text my book agent after we ended up making the bestsellers list. I said, hey, I understand I am not a very nice person all of the time, but I said, it's all worth it when we end up on top. Unless the Seahawks end up on top, Greg Jennings, then I do not think that it's worth it. Because the only reason that you would want to kick up dust is if you're kicking up dust for a means to an end. If you are causing all of the tension for a positive outcome. But it's almost like, gee, I'm not going to take Pepto-Bismol if it's not going to get me right. Because it's disgusting. Now, I'm going to take Pepto-Bismol if it's going to get me right. But why would I sit here and suffer if it's not going to lead to a change? And Russell Wilson has caused the Seahawks and the Seahawks fan base to suffer. And ultimately, I don't see if it has led to a change.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I do disagree with what you're saying. When you talk about he doesn't see a change. What he did kicked up dust, and it's not going to benefit to a change. We don't know that yet. We don't know that outcome yet because the season has been played out. But, however, what we do know is something changed because his mentality, his approach changed. And it's not always what we see. Like, just because he didn't get 5 complete different O-linemen, they didn't reface the entire front, or they didn't revamp the entire offensive unit. It's not always that. It's not always the things that's on the surface. It's the things that are underneath the surface at times. And I believe that that's what Russell Wilson was trying to get done. Let me get your attention because you think that it's just going to be sunshine and bloomy flowers every single day, and I'm going to go with what you're preaching. That's not how it always works when you know exactly what you want, and not that you got to get it. But if it results in us being better because I kicked up this dust, then that's a win for everybody involved.
Man. Oh, God. Oh, man.
Where you at, Sal? Where you at?
You know I ain't feeling that, Greg. I don't want to hear that. Get their attention. Man, you can keep this in the house and still get my attention. You ain't got to blow up my spot to get my attention if I'm Pete Carroll in this organization. I'm a huge E40 fan. I mean, like day one E40. And he's still rolling right now. It's amazing. I had a song called Dusted and Disgusted. And I love that. So I'm going to bring it home to Russell Wilson. Deluded and disgruntled. Russell Wilson, your O-line was worse when you won the Super Bowl than it was last year. Russell Wilson, your O-line was worse the year that you actually made it to the Super Bowl and lost by that interception than it was this year. So a little diluted and disgruntled, it sounds like. Not proper perspective. Let me remind everybody, in life, you got to choose a pain. I think Acho told me this one. I don't know. I like to steal and plagiarize. But you got to choose a pain. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret.
Talk about it.
Woo! We all have played in the fraternity of the NFL. We know the code. Now, if you don't want to be disciplined to the code, you might find yourself like Russell Wilson now with a little bit of regret. You say we don't know what's going to happen, G. I think we do know what's going to happen. They probably going to ball out, but still be having some feelings and not in harmony, like Acho said. One, I know he broke the code because why do I know about it? And you're a Seattle Seahawk. I should know about it. Two, the entire group, like you let us or you let yourself or your team group the entire offensive line. Coach always said, if you're going to speak out, names and numbers. Because don't generalize, because somebody on there balling like, hey, bro, don't be trying to catch me in that crossfire like I'm sorry, like the rest of these guys. So here's an issue. Now I got to talk about Russell Wilson. From week 10, through the end of the season. Now, everyone talks about his second half of the season collapses. Let me give it to you in number form. He ranked in the bottom half of the league in passing yards, 25th, Russell Wilson, 25th, and passer rating, 18th, Russell Wilson, 18th. Let me give it to you like this. The Chicago Bears scored more points per game than Russell Wilson and the Seahawks did from week 10 on. That's not good. Andy Dalton had more touchdown passes. That's not good. Mike Glennon had more passing yards. You think that's good? The offense went from first in points to 16th. Went first in NFL touchdown passes, Russell, to 13th. Come on, man. The numbers just keep adding up. And then last time we saw him play, he didn't look that great in that playoff game, 72 passer rating. 3-6 in his last 9 playoff games, and you want to pop off? Be careful, man. One finger pointed, 3 back at you. I don't know about the 5th one. Coming up, LeBron took some heat for violating health and safety protocols. We'll tell you if we liked how the NBA handled it. Next on Speak for Yourself.
Where does the 5th finger?
Is it a finger? Watch it. Speak for Yourself. Marcellus Wiley, Emmanuel Acho.
My dog.
No, you don't have to squint. We're right here. Let's head back to the NBA, where the NBA said LeBron James, LeBron James, violated health and safety protocols when he attended a promotional event for his tequila brand last week. LeBron was not suspended and was able to play Sunday. The league issued a statement Monday saying, quote, his attendance did not create risks related to the spread of COVID-19, and therefore no quarantine was necessary. Acho, what's your reaction to the NBA's handling of LeBron's violation of health and safety protocols?
My reaction is this. Everybody calm down, because let's be real. LeBron James is the biggest star in sports, and he's particularly the biggest star in the NBA. So who wins if LeBron James is not playing? Nobody but the Phoenix Suns. So that's the first thing. Let's get that out the way.
Is that the first thing? We supposed to move past the first thing?
We have to.
He's above the rules, you just said? Did I hear that?
Everybody is above the rules. Sal, you learn some things in church that are also applicable in life. And one of those things is this. Favor ain't fair. Within the last 24 hours, Sal, across different shows, different networks, different TV hosts can do things that other people can't. Different TV hosts can talk to different people and do some certain things that if somebody else were to do, Marcellus Wiley, they might get fired.
Come on.
But because you have a certain status or a certain position within a certain organization, you are exempt from the punishment that other people may not be exempt for. Clearly, LeBron James done violated some protocols. The protocols that the NBA put out in December said that you can't be a part of gatherings of 15 people or more. That's what they told us. I didn't read all the fine print that may have some amendments to the protocols, but the protocols were clear. But if you're LeBron James, everything's not clear, sir. You told me, big dog, and I agree with this, so I'm going to tell y'all, I ain't dry snitching, I ain't wet snitching, I'm just snitching. In the NBA, in the NFL, if you're in the locker room, if you're in the team meeting room, and a wily old vet falls asleep,
oh, yeah.
Hey, just wake him up.
Wake him up.
If you're a rookie and you fall asleep, you might get woken up, but you're going to get woken up to a pink slip, and we need your playbook. You getting cut because the rules are not the same because favor is not fair, and it works both ways. Okay. Remember, Giannis got a 10-second violation shooting a free throw in Game 1 because he was shooting a free throw at the free throw line longer than 10 seconds. Caron Butler yelling at the opposite sideline, ref, it's been longer than 10 seconds. You think they're making that call if it's Brooke Lopez? No, because stars get different attention and different eyeballs. He could be at the free throw line for 15 seconds. We would be chilling eating popcorn. But because it's Giannis, you're paying different amount of attention to him. So stardom, it can help you, and stardom, it can hurt you. But I know this much. Favor ain't fair. And it's not fair, but LeBron James got favor.
Man. Good take. Took me a lot of places. He's above the rules. He also has vet rules, which anybody can apply for. You got to have the game to actually get your application submitted. Favor ain't fair. I love that as well. Let me hit you with something right here. My reaction at first was, why'd y'all let this turn into something?
Okay.
Why did this turn into something? How did this snowball to where we're looking at LeBron like he shouldn't be playing, or should he? NBA, you're a multi-billion-dollar entity. You're paying someone 6 figures, probably maybe even 7 figures, to run the marketing and PR arm. Please tell them to do their damn job and protect LeBron James. They boxed their biggest, baddest player into a corner where basically he was getting peppered with, are you vaccinated or not? Are you vaccinated or not? LeBron shouldn't be in that position. LeBron had to take cover and use the family card. Oh, that's between me and the family. We're going to talk about that. Hopefully that deflects this conversation unnecessarily. My reaction to the NBA handling of this is be clear about what occurred. Be proactive, not reactive. Supposedly, this all comes about because Drake is there. And if Drake is there, 2 things gonna happen. A lot of attention and some selfies and pictures. And Drake, and then the pictures come out because Drake in the building. And the next thing you know, hey, LeBron's there. And then we get into protocol issues. What mucks this up to is he has a teammate, Dennis Schroeder, who was like, I ain't vaccinated. And that's 2 of us. And then all of a sudden he tried to clean it up. I mean, 1 of us. But here's the problem. As Dave McMenamin, my former friend over there at the 4 letters that we don't ride with, points out in his story, there's an 85% vaccination threshold that's necessary for you to earn extra freedoms. And you could go to these type of events if your team is 85% vaccinated. That's 15 of the 17 players. The math adds up to what Schroeder said before he tried to clean it up. Problem is, if he's not vaccinated, everyone's like, now LeBron gets away with something. Is he or is he not? This is just a spider web to me. How LeBron got caught up in it is collateral damage, but NBA do better, especially protecting your star player.
So you don't have an issue then with the fact that LeBron James did not get punished? Like, we all in agreement?
No, he got fined, which is weird too. If you knew beforehand, there's so many different versions of the story which let me know the truth is simple and lies are complex.
That's true. That's so true.
So somebody, dog, and I don't want to know if LeBron's vaccinated or not. Do you, dog? Because I know this is my biggest problem. This is my biggest problem. Okay, since we got here. Okay, y'all really concerned with the public health safety issues and protocol? Or are y'all really trying to pin LeBron down for some political theater? Political theater. Because you know right now our country is all binary, and if you wear a mask, you this party. If you don't wear a mask, you thinking this way. If you're vaccinated, you're this way. If you're not, that's why LeBron can't even say he vaccinated or not. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm vaccinated because I ain't got no brand like that. I don't give a damn what y'all think about me. But LeBron's like, man, I can't go out either way because of the impact it has. NBA knows that impact, and they didn't protect it. Kind of sad, especially when that's your star. Coming up, Steph Curry missed out on the playoffs, but he's in line for a huge payday again. We'll tell you if he should want to be in Golden State long term. That's next on Speak for Yourself.
Steph Curry missed out on the playoffs, but he's still an MVP finalist. Steph has 1 year left on his current deal and can become the first player in NBA history to sign 2 separate deals for over $200 million. Now, Warriors GM Bob Myers seems positive an extension will get done. Y'all take a listen.
I don't see any reason not to be optimistic. He seems like he's motivated. We're motivated. I would say pretty confident we'll get something done.
CB Chris Broussard is back, but Marcellus, should Steph Curry want to commit long-term to the Warriors?
Absolutely. Are they going to give him $215 million again? First player to get 2 $200 million contracts? Where is he going? Okay, when you look at Steph Curry play basketball, you notice one thing, that he has a pure shot. I mean wet. I mean water, right? Well, there's something pure also about him just being a Golden State Warrior. Now, they had some moments, Run TMC and all that kind of stuff, but Steph Curry is Golden State and the Warriors. Why would you leave? One, they're taking care of you and your money. We had an argument in the A block talking about, well, you can get your money elsewhere. He could get his money and stay still. Then where is he in terms of the roots? He's in Silicon Valley, y'all. What is going on there? Tech opportunities. He's creating apps every other day. Him and Aisha have this thriving off-the-court business. Like, everything is centered around that universe that he's created up there in the Bay Area. So you got your roots, your money, you got the tech and the opportunities, and you're going to get your squad going forward. Klay Thompson, if he could stay healthy, the second best player on this team, that's why they've missed the postseason, but he's coming back next year. You add that where Andrew Wiggins is now your third best player. Love that. Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, you got something there. So all I know, if I'm Steph Curry and you offer me historical money and the opportunity still presents itself to be in the Bay Area, I'm not going anywhere.
I don't think he should commit to the Warriors long-term yet. You got to let this ride out for 1 year, big dog, because here's what it is. Klay Thompson hasn't really played basketball in 700 days. So if you, Steph Curry, at 34 years of age, which is what you would be next year, plus Draymond Green, whose skills are diminishing rapidly before our eyes, plus Klay Thompson, who wouldn't have played ball in 700 days, if y'all can't bring that magic together one more time next year, y'all are never bringing that magic back together, and that ship has set sail. Wiggins would be on his third year in Golden State. Wiseman would be on his second year in Golden State. And Steve Kerr, we all assume, is one of the most competent head coaches, but without his superstars, we start to question that. It's simple for me, Sel. Don't commit to the Warriors long term unless you are sure you can gain back what you had back in 2015 and 2016. If you can't get that back, why would you stay there long term? Because you've seen what life looks like without Klay Thompson healthy. You've seen what life looks like without Kevin Durant present. You've seen what life looks like when you get banged up, Steph Curry. Anywhere from 15 and 50 to 39 and 33, life does not look good. You're scratching and clawing just to stay in the playoffs or playoff race. And lastly, Clippers are going to stay competent. Lakers ain't going nowhere unless LeBron goes somewhere. The Nuggets, as long as the Joker is out there doing his thing and Jamal Murray comes back healthy, they gonna make noise. Spidey Mitchell and Gobert ain't going nowhere no time soon. Dame Lillard and CJ ain't going nowhere. So it's not getting easier. So Warriors, unless you plan on getting better, then Steph Curry, you might as well make a move when the time comes.
Yeah, Acho's right on the money on this one. Your goal should be to stay with the Warriors long term, but let it play out. Be patient. See what happens next season. I, for one, think they're going to be contenders next season. Now, you're right. It's a question mark as to how Klay comes back, but I'm assuming Klay comes back and plays well, just like Kevin Durant has come back and played well. They're both great shooters. So let's say you got Steph, you got Klay. I think Draymond's actually playing very good basketball. He was on my first team all defense. Yeah. He's one of the finalists for Defensive Player of the Year. He playmaking. He averaged a career high in assists, basically 9 a game. He can't score, but he never could score. He only scored adequately in the past because you had to worry about Steph and Klay and eventually KD. So now you bring back Steph and Klay. You watch Draymond's scoring go up because Andrew Wiggins is legit too. So you got all those guys. You got James Wiseman, who I love as a fit for that team coming back. And you have Minnesota's lottery pick, top 3 protected, but it could be 4, number 5. So you've got that and your own lottery pick. So they have got 2 really good draft picks. Now they can use them in the draft, or maybe you try to package Minnesota's pick. I would go after a Bradley Beal or somebody like that. So let it play out. See if you're a contender next year. They should be a Western Conference contender next year. Doesn't mean they have to win the West, but if they're in the hunt, if they're on the same level as the Lakers, Clippers, whoever the top teams in the West are, then re-sign long-term and go for another ring in your franchise, Golden State. But if they finish, say, 7th or 8th, and it's clear, whether Klay's the same or not, it's just clear that, you know what, the run is over. We're not on the same level as the elite teams in the league. Then I think Steph should look at his options of moving on. He'll be 34 years old. He looks like he's got 4 or 5 more years at a high level. Athletes are playing a lot longer today. Why should he play those last 4 or 5 years of his prime just playing for stats and the second round of the playoffs? He can go elsewhere and build team up with some other guys. Because here's the thing, guys, and I'll be quick so we can go around again. What if Brooklyn runs through the league this year? What if Brooklyn wins the championship and loses maybe 2 or 3 playoff games in doing so? Everybody's going to be like, okay, who's the super team that's going to challenge them? Steph could go somewhere in the future, whether it's the Clippers, whether it's with LeBron or some other team. and form a super team to challenge them because nobody looks down at you for moving around anymore. Kawhi, KD, LeBron, they've all done it.
I'm with you on the second half of your take, CB, because
Clippers.
Recruiting to Golden State, I just don't think Golden State is going to contend anymore. If you look at the West, it's not what it was when, first off, LeBron is in the West now. And that instantly makes the West significantly and exponentially harder than when Steph Curry and them was just running through the West for 4 to 5 years straight. So I don't think the Warriors' days of contention are still present. And primarily because at least they had that three-headed monster. But to me, there's still question marks. Clay, yes, he could come back and he could ball like KD, but Clay would have now missed significantly more time than KD and suffered another significant injury. Furthermore, Draymond, maybe he still has it from a defensive perspective, but the second fewest points he's had in the last 7 years, the most turnovers he's had in the last 5 years, the second fewest rebounds he's had in the last 7 years, the second fewest blocks he's had in the last 8 years. Like, Draymond is just not the same Draymond. While Steph is still holding par, and some could argue ascending, Draymond ain't it. And Klay Thompson is a question mark. You can't commit to somebody who ain't it and somebody who's a question mark long term. So I'm with you on the part of your take that simply says, look, Steph, nobody judges people anymore for chasing superstar teams and chasing rings. You go ahead, and if you can't beat them, you join them.
Man, let me get up in here and get some of these ribs. I love my job because I like doing my job. Acho got y'all shook out there talking about the West ain't the same. LeBron's in the West. Let me just give you the timeline of LeBron James in the West and tell me if you should be scared since Acho is. First year, no playoffs. Second year, bubble champs. Third year, 7th seed that haven't won a playoff game. Next year, 37. If I'm Steph, I'm like, I ain't scared of that. Bring it on. See, Acho, you think you're slick, trying to hide behind the crown of the king. We'll see. They were one shot away from beating the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers.
Who made the shot?
Hey, LeBron made the shot, but this is the point. I'm not going to say, hey, Aisha, pack up. Why are we leaving? Where we going? Milwaukee or something. What the hell? We're going to L.A. Why? We up here in the Bay. Like, all the money's up here. Where are we going? Just because we lost by that close to the defending champions. And then you give the standard, like if they're going to be the 2015, 2016 Golden State Warriors, yeah, stay. Dog, they won 73 games, even though they didn't win a championship. That's like the highest standard ever. Steph Curry. You're looking at 3 guys on this screen right now, but 2 of those guys are talking to you like an analyst. I'm going to put my other hat on. I'm going to be a life skills coach. I'm going to help you out and tell you what my therapist told me one day, because my therapist knows me. I'm really competitive in some kind of like lazy, weird way. So basically I want it all, but I'm not going to show you that I want it all. I'm just going to try and get it. And my therapist told me one day, had me crying up in there, spending all my money. I'm losing money after dollar because I'm tearing up instead of using it for dialogue. I'm mad at myself still. 10 minutes of crying. He said, Marcellus, calm down. You won. And I'm not lying. I said, what? He said, you won. Like, we're all just big-ass kids. And when we were kids, we all wanted to accomplish something. And then when you accomplish it, be careful how much more you're trying to seek to accomplish rather than respecting what you've already accomplished. The grass ain't greener, Steph. Where you going? Where you going? You gonna go join a super team? You know how they gonna take a shot at your legacy if you do that. So I think the peace of mind angle that we haven't talked about just yet comes from realizing that you've grabbed a lot, and maybe this is all there is. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Coming up, Cowboy fans will like the sound of this. Dak is back. Yeah, we'll tell you if we're confident that he can bounce back and all the way back this season. That's next. Don't speak for yourself. Cowboy fans got a welcome sight with Dak Prescott at OTAs yesterday. Dak threw live passes for the first time against covered receivers since his season-ending injury back in Week 5. Good ball. The Cowboys quarterback recently said he's healthy, adding, quote, if we had to play a game now, I could go out there and be very successful. Start the game, finish the game, and not even worry about the leg. Greg is back with us, but Acho, are you confident in Dak bouncing back this season?
I'm not confident that we'll be saying he bounced back because Dak Prescott bouncing back is dependent upon the Cowboys' success. The greater the Cowboys do, the greater we think Dak Prescott has done. What am I saying? 2016, Dak Prescott gets an MVP vote. In theory, that was Dak Prescott's best season because the Cowboys were 13-3. Collectively, the Cowboys played really well. As a result, we perceive that Dak Prescott played very well. Now, he did have 23 passing touchdowns to 4 interceptions. But remember, just 3 years later, Dak Prescott has 30 passing touchdowns, albeit he did have 11 interceptions, but he had more yards a game. He had more total yards, obviously. He had significantly more passing touchdowns. But the Cowboys were 8-8. So we didn't really talk about Dak Prescott as having a great season, and he obviously got no MVP votes. Because when you are a quarterback, your success is typically dependent on your team's success. Must I remind you, Deshaun Watson this year, the second quarterback in the history of the NFL, with 4,800 plus yards and a 70% completion percentage. Typically, when you pass for that many yards, you were doing so because of quantity, not necessarily quality. However, Deshaun Watson did a phenomenal job of both. Deshaun didn't get no MVP votes. Deshaun Watson was a top 5 quarterback by every statistical metric. Number 1 in passing yards, number 2 in passer rating, number 3 in completion percentage, tied for 7th in passing touchdowns. But Deshaun Watson didn't get no MVP votes because the Texans were 4-12. The last time we saw a season similar to Deshaun Watson's, 4,800 plus passing yards and a 70% completion percentage, was Drew Brees in 2011. He was the MVP runner-up to Aaron Rodgers because of how well the Saints performed that year, collectively that year. So, is Dak Prescott going to bounce back? He may statistically, but I do not see the Cowboys having enough collective success for us to say that Dak Prescott had a bounce-back year.
Wow.
I love everything about that tape, Acho. I do think the Cowboys will have enough success to say that, yes, Dak Prescott bounced back. Because to your point, it's not about Dak. Like, we know what Dak is going to provide. Like, he was leading the league in passing yards through week 6, and he was already done for the season last year. So we know he's going to produce. That's what he does. But can the Cowboys produce wins? That's what we're going to equate success for not only the Cowboys, but Dak Prescott. Let's face it, when you're playing that quarterback position, it's not solely on your individual statistics. It's how well is your team, because he can blow every stat out the water. He can lead every statistical category next year, and the Cowboys still not be successful. And it looks upon Dak Prescott in a bad way because he's the quarterback. So yes, Acho, to your point, it's more than just about Dak Prescott and the bouncing back. When we talk about him bouncing back, it's about how great and how many wins can this Cowboy team collectively put together. And I think that they can get enough to get in the playoffs, and that ultimately would be a bounce back.
Man, I disagree with y'all, man. I'm so confident Dak's coming back. Dak's coming back. He's bouncing back, which is going to allow the Cowboys to bounce back. It's not like he's just going to tether himself to the Cowboys record and say, drag me along. No, Dak's going to drag the Cowboys to a positive, good, winning record. I thought I was the only one up here really cool with Jerry Jones, even though I had my issue with him and robbed him for that 5.2, but I had to get it. But y'all sound like y'all the ones in love with Jerry Jones because y'all got the same mindset Jerry Jones had, or somebody in the organization had, because they kept doubting Dak and wouldn't give him his money 2-3 years ago when everybody saw this coming. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Do y'all not watch the Weather Channel? When they say it's gonna rain, grab an umbrella. Don't be sitting there, nah, I don't know if they always accurate. Those clouds over there on the east side, they ain't coming up. Man, you better grab an umbrella and just, like my daddy said, just have it with you. You don't have to always use it, have it with you. Will y'all have some sense about yourselves? Talking about Dak Prescott like this? I'm not even gonna run through all the stats. Yeah, I am. But I'm not gonna do it right now. That doubt creates dividends for Dak Prescott. That's why he is. Woo! Dak Prescott is the second highest paid player to ever play football. Is he the second best player in NFL history? Is he the second best player playing currently? Is he the second best quarterback in the NFL? Nothing. But you know what? What doubt does, it creates these dividends. And y'all doubting him again. So he just going to get the dividends. He going to get the returns. Let's talk about those stats I didn't want to talk about, but I got to bring up. He led the NFL in scoring last year, right? Oh, the top 9 teams that led the NFL in scoring all made the playoffs. Oh, the top 3 teams that led the NFL in scoring last year made it to the championship game, and number 6 were the Chiefs. Man, y'all better stop playing with Dak. All he needs is a little help from the defense. And when Dak went down, all of a sudden, the defense did start to wake up. So if you look at this in totality, it's going to be a balanced effort. It's going to be complimentary football, but the charge will be led by Dak Prescott.
Here is the issue, Sel, which I have to just logically push back on you with. Dak Prescott and his Cowboys, but led by Dak Prescott, they're 20-17 in Dak's last 37 games. Now, if you want to look at the games Dak Prescott has started and finished, because must I remind y'all, Dak Prescott got hurt against the New York Giants while the Cowboys were trailing. Andy Dalton goes on to lead them to victory. Dak Prescott is 19-17 in his last 36 games. So if you look at the last 4 years of play, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, what about the Cowboys? And more importantly, what about Dak Prescott's Cowboys leads you to believe that the Cowboys are going to have enough of a charge led by Dak Prescott to do anything? I would love to have the same blind faith as you. Remember, my area code is 214 on my cell phone number, so your boy is from Dallas. My parents still live there. I would love nothing more, for the sake of TV, for the Cowboys to be good. But if you really look at the Dallas Cowboys for who they are, 20-17 in Dak's last 2 seasons of play? Really? 19-17? It's not even an educated guess you're making, Marcellus Wiley. You are simply gambling. And you know what gambling is defined as? Woo! Gambling is defined literally as a game of chance. I wish you were talking to me about Dak Prescott with a true, educated, based upon the offensive line, the defensive line, the draft picks, the wide receiver. Give me that. But what you are telling me is a simple game of chance, that the Cowboys, by chance, are going to be good this year. And, Sal, I don't believe in chance. That's why I stopped gambling this year.
Man, I ain't been came at like this like in a minute, dog. Okay, that's what you want to do? Like, I ain't gonna lie, growing up, when somebody said, where you from, homie? I knew it was an assault waiting to happen. And you just sounded like you just said, where you from? So here comes the assault. Hey, bro. He's 19-6 in his division. He owns this division. You don't see that sign up front? That's Dak's house. Washington, Philly, Giants, really? Scared? Anybody? Fitzpatrick, I love you, big dog, but can you finish the season as good as you start the season? Philly, new head coach, and Jalen Hurts, I believe in, but the new head coach is going to be interesting. And the Giants, they have made some good additions, and it's another year in the system. We'll see how they play out. And you get Saquon back. But still, Dak still owns y'all 19-6. You say I don't have anything in terms of real education in terms of why I believe in Dak.
Yes, sir, I need
You
something.
don't think so?
And then the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys? Okay, let's talk about the Cowboys. Listen to these names and then remind yourself of their games and let's see if you feel anything with this. Not only do they have Dak Prescott, but they got Tyron Smith under contract to 2023. Don't you? Hey, first of all, you know you in the studio right now playing with your teeth when you say Tyron Smith. That boy come grab you from way out of Dallas. DeMarcus Lawrence, hey, play better than advertised. Be real. See, there you go again. CD Lamb, got quiet in the set. These are all guys under contract for the next few years. Mari Cooper, Zach Martin, Lyle Collins, Jalen Smith, Ezekiel Elliott, Rookie of the Year candidate already, Micah Parsons. And you talk about the hunger, the collective hunger, all with the cherry on top. They got a Super Bowl champion coach. Ask Greg. He won a championship with him. They got a Super Bowl championship coach. Only 9 of those guys exist. I bring all this up to tell you that when Dak Prescott is healthy, he's never had a losing season. Is that gambling? Is that Vegas talk to you, homeboy? He has never had a losing season.
So
why do you expect him to have one now?
He's average is what you're telling me.
That sound like guaranteed money.
Sound like guaranteed money, boy. I put money on the black and the red roulette. Let it spin. What you got to say,
Let's
man?
go hit green.
Okay, whatever. Coming up, that got green, okay. Luka Doncic dropped a 30-point triple-double in Saturday's win. But we'll tell you if his Mavericks or my Clippers will take Game 2 tonight. I wonder where I'll land next on Speak for Yourself.
The Mavericks can take a 2-0 lead over Marcellus' Clippers tonight.
Chill.
Now, Luka Doncic had 31 points and finished with a triple-double in Dallas to win Game 1. On the other side, Kawhi Leonard and PG had a bad shooting day, finishing 3 of 14 from long range. So, Sal, who you got tonight? Is it the Clippers or the Mavs?
Man, I hope I get paid for this easy segment right here. Of course it's the Clippers. First of all, as you would say, the only thing you learned at UT, it sounds like, is law of averages, law of averages. you give me another law of averages, take with the average laws you keep applying to every situation. Look, man, come on, bro. Who's the better team? It's the Clippers. And look, I want to just say Clip City, Chip City once on network TV to just show you I am biased, but I'm going to do my job right here, seriously. They shot the lights out of the basketball in Game 1. Good luck doing it again. But our team is the best statistically in shooting the three ball. So we'll get closer to what we normally are versus what we were before in game one. So if you look at it, the Clippers simply underperformed. I could look at all of these statistics. 4th lowest three-point percentage of the season. Are you kidding me? That's not us. Then you talk about Paul George had 23 points, but 44% from the field and 25 from three. Empty calories, it feels like, not impact in terms of points. And the Clippers, 75% from the free throw, missing 6. Hey, you know we're the best free throw shooting team in the league. Pick that up. Those are free points right there, homeboy. The game came down the last 2 minutes. I'm sitting there, Clipper Darryl quiet. It's pandemic kind of arena right here. No energy in the building. And we still in there, and they shooting the lights out. All I'm saying right now is the Clippers going to win this game handily because we're going to just be who we are, law of averages.
So I don't think the Clippers are going to win, and I think it's very simple. You keep telling me about what the Clippers do against everybody else. You got to tell me what the Clippers do against the Mavs.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
3 of the Clippers' 5 worst three-point shooting games this past season, 3 of their 5 worst three-point shooting games came against the Dallas Mavericks. You keep telling me they have the best free throw shooting team in the NBA.
Homework.
But what happened with Kawhi Leonard? When Kawhi Leonard had to hit clutch free throws down the stretch, even though Kawhi Leonard is a clutch free throw shooter, but against the Mavs, he missed 2 clutch free throws. So it's not a matter of the Clippers being better than the Mavericks. I'm not convinced that they are. Why? Because the name's on the back of the jerseys? Because when it comes down to the names on the front of the jerseys, when they have to play collective ball games, they don't get it done. Mavs have beat the Clippers 3 of the last 4 times. Clippers have lost 7 out of the last 11 games. And Luka has played 10 games against the Clippers. 4 this season, 6 last postseason. In those 10 games, he averages 39 and 9. So it's not a matter of, oh, is Luka just having a lucky streak? Bruh, he averages a 30-point triple-double against Joe's squad and 2 of the best perimeter defenders out there. The Clippers just don't have enough.
Now, see, you had a perfect take. They ain't got enough.
They don't.
The hell? They got the best duo in the league. Not trio, but duo.
I was sold a lie. When I got to this network, I was sold a lie by you about these Clippers, about Kawhi, and about PG. I simply want a refund.
You want a refund?
I want a refund.
That's fine. We'll give you your money back. We didn't want you anyway, homeboy. Stay over there with the Lakers. Have y'all won a playoff game yet either? Defend that, homeboy. Let's talk about the Clippers. This is what they're going to do. Put Kawhi on Luka, the Don. I guarantee you, Luka won't score over 23 points this game.
Stop.
You know why? Because the claw will put the gnar. I ain't even got nothing else to say. I'm rooting right now. I'm not even doing my job. I'm just telling you that, no, seriously.
Realistically, Kawhi couldn't hold Luka to 23 points.
Yes, he could.
No, he could not at all.
Yes,
Luka's too big.
You're right.
Luka's game is too strong. Luka's Kawhi could not hold Luka to 23
Luka's
points.
the savviest dude I've seen since I've seen basketball. It's insane how efficient he is with every single step, and he's a big dude. However, Kawhi Leonard will be on him. Ty Lue already said, simple adjustment. And in that simple adjustment, it's the same.
You think Luka will have under 24 points?
Yes. Hold on, I know you're going to nail me down to a bet.
20 push-ups.
Yo, get 20?
20 on cam.
All right, homeboy, I got you, homeboy. It's nothing to me.
You're skinny now, so you should be able to get all of them.
All I know is Dame Lillard saw Aaron Gordon when they switched him off and put him on Dame Lillard. All of a sudden, second half, the shots. No more than 27-9. It's coming up. Brooklyn victory. We got to figure out that number. It's intimidating for most, but not for our friend Tristan Thompson. Oh, he was popping smoke. We'll tell you if we like his confidence next. Don't speak for yourself. So what's the number? 24. Nets Big Three made their playoff debut together over the weekend and ran away with the Game 1 win over the Celtics. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving combined for 82 points. Brooklyn has big names in their lineup, but our friend Tristan Thompson is still confident in his Celtics before Game 2 tonight. Listen.
I mean, listen. We have a team with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. You better step on the court feeling good about yourself. But we don't give a about that. At the end of the day, they put their socks on, their shoes on just like us. So we're not intimidated or anything like that.
You like Tristan and his confidence versus the Nets, man. Come on.
First off, Tristan, my dog.
Yes.
And here's what I love. What I love is I feel like Tristan Googled how to give a hype speech. Because this is how you give a hype speech. You start with, listen. Right, you got to make sure you captivate attention. I mean, listen. And then you have to give some sort of colloquial, some sort of phrase like, you know what, they put on their pants just like we do, one leg at a time.
Yes.
And then the final ingredient to a hype speech, you have to throw in a random curse word arbitrarily, just so they know you're serious. Like, you can't give a proper hype speech without cursing. And a curse word doesn't need to make any sense.
Will you stop?
It just needs to be an arbitrary curse word somewhere in the mix. And so shout out to my dog Tristan for that. With that being said, the real reason I like his confidence, what else he gonna do, Sal? Like,
don't say anything. No videos.
Well, here's the thing. Brad Stevens was honest, the head coach for the Celtics. He was honest 5 days ago. He says, man, it's hard to make the playoffs. Going into the playoffs, if I'm a general fan, I have a hard time seeing the Nets losing. And all of a sudden, former Celtics champions like Kendrick Perkins are like, Brad Stevens, if that's your mentality, why don't you go coach the Nets? Since you want to be on the Nets jock so hard, why don't you go coach them?
Carry on.
That's all. It's two options. You either take the honest approach, which is, I don't really see the Nets losing. That didn't work. Or you take the Tristan Thompson approach, which is, we just got to play hard. And ain't no change.
You Bucks buddy. No. How about the third option? Shut your trap. Don't say anything. Let your actions speak louder than your words, because your words going to be dissected.
What's the actions going to say, though? Actions ain't going to say much.
Well, then, good. At least I ain't got words to attach to them to make it even sound worse. Let me just see y'all get y'all butts handed to you. Tristan, we love you here, so we going to tell you the truth. Y'all done. Y'all toast, barbecue, chicken, as Shaq would say. Woo! My wife is from Canada. Tristan's from Canada. One thing I know about America is we export culture. One thing I know about Canada is they buy our culture. So he went to the Jameis Winston School of Pep Talk. Only thing could have been worse if he ate a W in that one, because damn it, I mean, listen, the head rub, the profanity, slice it in there, splice it right. I mean, nobody believing this, but this is the kicker. I don't know if Jameis taught this one, but he went to the advanced school. I mean, AP Jameis Winston Pep Talk School. If we're talking socks and shoes. Like, dog, in every locker room around the world, when someone says they put on their socks and shoes the same as us, they take a squat. Oh, come on. Fear alert, fear alert, fear alert. And Tristan bought it. So here's a rhyme that Heller and I came up with. If we're talking socks and shoes, Celtics, prepare. We're about to lose. Coming up, Mac Jones is a quarterback, but he's wearing number 50? 50? Oh, God. We'll tell you if we love or hate this. Next, don't speak for yourself.
Heller, Mac Jones was in OTAs Monday, but he had heads turning by wearing jersey number 50 for a quarterback. Now, the Patriots appear to be sticking to tradition of having rookies wear numbers in the 50s until the first preseason game, even for their first-round QB, Mac Jones. So, Marcellus, do you love or hate the Patriots giving their number 15 overall pick, Mac Jones, a jersey number 50?
Damn, I got to get off my own lawn again. Let me act my age right now. I hate this, man. This is what hazing has been reduced to. Give him a jersey number that he's not going to wear during the regular season, and right now we're going to point jokes at him, and the media's going to laugh. Look at him, he's number 50. What happened to cutting his hair off just at the minimum? What happened to duct taping him butt naked to a goalpost and hitting him with the baby powder? Like, that's what happened. Oh, my day. What happened to you in your day, Acho? Or did you just switch jersey numbers for a few practices?
Nah, we had to carry helmets off the field. We had to pay for the vets' meals.
Okay,
we had to carry the shoulder pads onto the field. But that is true and proper hazing. Now, respect that.
Soft.
Getting butt naked to a goalpost is a whole nother conversation or a whole nother show that would require a call from Neil. Anyway, I hate the Patriots, Mac Jones wearing number 50 because you can't ball in number 50. You can't.
Nobody.
And if we're trying to have a real quarterback competition between Cam Newton wearing jersey number, I believe, 1 still, and Mac Jones wearing jersey number 50, that's not a fair fight. 50 ensures you're going to be sorry.
Yeah, that does rig it, right? Like if it's like right here, balance, you don't know who's the better one. Number one. He's better than 50. That's it for us. Fox Bet Live next. That's a good point.